And welcome everybody to a special edition of Body Slam the Competition. Tonight we're going to give you our preview of the WWE Raw brand pay-per-view Payback 2017. Ray is on a break this weekend, or for tonight at least anyway. He'll be back tomorrow. We have Mike Currents with us, and Mike, we have a special guest with us this week, a special third, we might say. Would you like to carry the introduction for us here?
Let me get my best Howard Finkel here. Chris, why am I hearing myself?
Why are you hearing yourself? Are you getting an echo?
I'm getting an echo.
I didn't know why you're getting an echo. I'm not hearing an echo.
I know why.
Perfectly fine.
I know why. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the sexy wife.
Well, you introduced the sexy wife. Where is she at? I don't hear anything. Has she disappeared all of a sudden, or?
No, I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Okay, so we have our third in for the review show tonight. That's great. All right, so Raw brand specific. Do you guys prefer a Raw brand specific or SmackDown, or do you have a preference either way, really?
I enjoy SmackDown.
I prefer Raw.
Oh, so we got a mixed case there. I'm more of a SmackDown kind of guy myself too, I guess, in a way. But I will not turn a good Raw pay-per-view away either. No doubt about that. We have let's see, 8 matches it looks like they're going to have for the pay-per-view. And I think one of them might be a dark match. It doesn't really say for sure, but I think it just indicates here it's a pre-show match. We have for a pre-show match, Enzo and Big Cass versus Gallows and Anderson the Club. I guess it doesn't really have much of a part of being on the main event anyway. I mean, they're not really going for the tag titles or any deal like that, so why include them in the main part of it? But I'm a big Enzo and Big Cass fan myself, more for Enzo's talk than anything, and I also like the Club as well. So I'm kind of torn on this one, but I'm going to go ahead and say, just because of the way they've been doing them lately, I'm going to say the Club's going to win. Seems like Enzo and Cass can't seem to buy a win to save their life. Mike, what you got there?
Well, I think you're exactly right. It's going to be Enzo and Cass over the Club.
And now I hear your echo. I didn't hear it before, but now I hear it, though.
This is very strange.
I don't know where your echo is coming from, unless it's because you're both in the same place. I don't know. That's all I can figure.
But we're not.
I don't know. Let's let the wife take place here and see if she echoes as well.
I'm going to go with Enzo and Big Cass. I think they're going to win.
Okay, well, she is not echoing. She has Cass and Enzo. And Mike, who'd you say would win again? Oh, I think we lost Mike for a second. I think he's going to hang up and call back in, it looks like.
I think he needs to.
Who did he say he had to pick? Did you hear what he said?
I think he went with your decision. I think he felt the same way you did.
Okay, because the Club, Enzo and Cass seem to be getting crapped on a lot lately, and I'll do the Enzo. They make Enzo look like the weak link, and Cass is somewhere being knocked over a barricade or something, coming back and trying to help out but not getting there in time. So, as we've discussed before, it's kind of like a push, we think, to separate those two as a tag team eventually and push Big Cass in a single solo area. I do believe we have Mike coming back on here. Mike, you back with us now?
I am back.
And you are echoless too. No echo.
Yes. There was some kind of wonky badonky thing going on, Chris. I think you sabotaged me, you bastard.
I live for it. I do. So I think we get the dark match out of the way. We have B and U both choosing the Club over Enzo and Cass, and the wife's taking Enzo and Cass. Ray, I'm not sure. He never sent me his picks. I don't remember what he said earlier in the week, although we did kind of call these out one by one earlier in the week, too. So we just didn't get a chance to break them down or anything. But, Mike, I was saying a while ago, I think it's due mainly to how they've been doing them lately, how they're going to work toward a split between those two or something that looks like, the way they keep having them lose and pointing Enzo out to be the weak link.
Yes, I agree. Now, Chris and listeners, we all know you feel the same way we do. We really don't care what Ray thinks. And it's really no big loss that he didn't send the information to Chris. It just takes a second to text, but he didn't do it. So, boo.
And the tradition continues. As one of us is not here, they get completely raked over the coals on the show. All right, moving to the next one. We have Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. Mike, I know you're not big on the 205 Live. I don't know about the wife. I kind of like 205 Live. I've been keeping up with it for the most part. Neville and Aries have this great feud going on right now, and it's including T.J. Perkins a lot in the middle of it as well. But I think that Austin Aries this time is going to step up and take that belt to extend that feud a little bit longer. So my picks can go on Austin Aries.
I agree. It is time for Austin Aries to have that belt. Honestly, Austin Aries belongs on the main roster, but right now it's so bloated with, awesome talent that it makes more sense for him to be on 205 Live for the time being. But I've never really been that big on Neville, and since he's come back and gone the heel turn, it's been a little bit better. But I'm still not a huge Neville fan, but I am a huge Austin Aries fan. The guy is a great wrestler. He's a great athlete. He's good on the mic. And he doesn't look like E.T. and Pumpkinhead had a drunken night and a love child.
Not at all. Now do notice a bit of sarcasm there. Not at all. Not from Mike. Let's go with the wife's pick. What does the wife got to say about this one?
I think that Austin Aries is going to take the belt. I would have to agree with you guys. I don't really watch 205 Live, but I would like to. I think they've got some good talent on there. But I do agree with you guys. I think he's going to take it.
I just think after the last meeting they had, it ended in a way that would do him well to win this time and get some redemption, because he had a great chance of winning it the last time, even though it was on the pre-show. And they didn't give him the belt. I think would it be on more of the main pay-per-view itself this time, and it's more being highlighted. I think he's going to get the win for sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Who said that about the last time that he lost? Who said? Who? Oh, it was me. That's right. Once again, WWE listening to our podcast, stealing my ideas and not paying me.
It's happened for like a year now, has it not?
Yeah, every time.
How many times have you called something on the podcast and they have completely come out with it like a month or 2 months later and said, "Oh, by the way, we're going to do this. How does this sound?" I think you've heard it before. What? No, you have not.
Who was the first? Honestly, who was the first one to say Goldberg was going to be the Universal Champion?
I do believe you called it.
Right here.
You called it. Yeah. Who said they were going to go ahead and do the brand split again? Who said it? That was you.
Who?
That was you.
Who? That's
Pretty
right.
sure it was you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He said it. And then sure enough, like 3 months later, there it is. We're announcing a brand split again. And we said it. But we're not trying to claim credit, although we will take checks payable. We will take checks payable to Body Slam's competition. You can address some to Mike, too, if you want to. It's great. But, I doubt that's going to happen. Third match on the pay-per-view. I've been kind of looking forward to this one myself. I really want to see Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe go head-to-head with each other. They've kind of teased them back and forth in tag matches and stuff on Raw, but not just a good one-on-one heads-up match. I think this is going to be a good one. I'm kind of I want Seth Rollins to win, but I can't ever think Samoa Joe's going to win this to carry the feud a little bit longer. So as much as I hate to admit it, I'm picking Samoa Joe in the win.
Wow, you're picking Samoa Joe to win?
I didn't want
That's
to,
amazing.
but I think what they're going to do, and I'm trying to get these right for a change, not just picking who I want to win, but I think Samoa Joe's going to win so they can extend it to the next pay-per-view and make it go a little bit longer. They're not going to be a one and done. These two aren't.
I have to agree, but I think Samoa Joe is going to absolutely decimate Seth Rollins. I think he's going to have some help too. I think you're going to see an appearance from either Triple H or someone else associated with Samoa Joe and Triple H to come down and cause Seth Rollins to lose the match. But then he's really going to get it after the match. That's what I envision. Joe beats him and then absolutely tears him apart after the match. And now I know the sexy wife really loves Samoa Joe, so it's going to be interesting to see what she has to say.
No, I do not love Samoa Joe. I cannot stand Samoa Joe. I'm really not even sure why he is on anybody's roster. And I think Seth Rollins is going to win. He's been the underdog. I mean, he's had the shit beat out of him for, like, ages now with his leg, knee, whatever it was and all that. I think he is going to come back, and I really think he's going to win it.
Well, I have to say, after I made my pick already, I know, but I kind of have to agree with Mike in one sense here that he's going to get jumped and beat down pretty good, and it might be after the match. I don't know if it'll be Triple H for sure. I wouldn't doubt it because of how the match ended with Triple H, with Stephanie going to the table, and I can't help but think that someone's going to get some retaliation for that at this pay-per-view for sure, and you're going to see them get involved in it in some form or fashion. As I don't think they're finished either. It's just that I don't think they're going to have any more one-on-one matches or, maybe one more down the road again, but not in the immediate future right now. I think that Triple H is going to be sicking his dogs on him and letting them take care of the business while he jumps in on occasion and gets his punches in, basically. And, not to mention, Seth Rollins is kind of in the internet lately. I mean, they asked Kenny Omega what he thought about Seth stealing his move. He said, well, at least I still have my entrance music. I mean, I don't know if he was real happy about that or not, but he says, to clarify, though, I'm not upset. The thievery of late is blatant funny, but anyone's free to put their own spin on stuff. I'll be out doing the same. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Kenny Omega come out doing the pedigree soon. Just take a shot at them.
I could definitely see it. And I will say, either way, win or lose, no matter what happens in the match for Seth Rollins, at the end, he's getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yes, and I am a Seth Rollins fan. I'm a Seth Rollins fan. I think that even when he was, with Triple H and them, I didn't like the tactics and stuff, but I do appreciate his talent in the ring. He's very good at what he does, and you can't help but cheer for the guy sometimes. So I do like Seth Rollins. I would like to see him win, but I just can't help but think Samoa Joe is going to take this one at least. And I'll have a similar pick later, Mike. You'll be surprised about them, I'm sure, as well, for same reasons as this. But we'll go ahead and move on to the next match here. Let me go back to my screen. That will be the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, versus Cesaro and Sheamus Tag Team Championship match. I'm gonna hold mine till the end here. Mike, go ahead and say yours. What do you got?
The Hardys are probably going to win, but I really want to see Sheamus and Cesaro win. I want to see something happen where the Hardys put the guys over, but I really don't see it. If it does go that way, it'll be the start of the introduction of the Broken Hardys. That's the only way I see them losing the title. Losing the titles at this pay-per-view is to set that up.
It could. I mean, I'm what I think about the Hardys right now. I don't know. Sexy wife, what do you got?
I think the Hardy Boys are going to win. They just came back. Everybody's, I think, amped up to see them, and they're excited that they're back. And I think it'd be a crazy letdown if they didn't win it.
So I'm going to have to go ahead and say the Hardy Boys, as much as it pains me, just because I'm sure they're going to go ahead and push them a little bit further. They are the Golden Boy tag team of Vince's eye right now. They are going to push the Hardy Boys. Everybody knows I wanted Enzo and Cass to get those belts, but screwed. That's all I can say. Screwed, glued, and tattooed by Vince McMahon to Enzo and Cass. Let's move them on out of the way and get them out of the picture. Hardys are going to win, but I hope if they do win, this is where you see Cesaro and Sheamus just flip out on them and start beating the ever-loving crap out of them at the end of the match there if they do lose. Because it looked like it was going to happen on Raw, and it didn't quite get that far. I can't help but think they're saving it for that, and I will not be upset at all if it does happen. Call me mean. I don't know. I just I'm not a fan of someone just slipping back in there because they made big somewhere else and then automatically getting the belts thrown on them. I mean, they're not any better than the rest of the teams that were there for the past 2 or 3 months, 4 months, 5 months working for those belts and everything. I mean, just picture, Mike, how you would have felt yourself if they came in just before the New Day broke the record and took those titles from them.
Oh, you know what? I'd have been going down up to Connecticut, and I'd be like, "Hey, Vince."
Now, is that an open threat? I mean, because, I don't know if they can really come back and get you for that or not. I mean, it sounds like you're saying
it's a
me,
hypothetical
anyway.
situation. I really don't believe it's a open threat.
Hypothetically, if you happen to be in Connecticut and Vince McMahon happened to be in front of you, and you hypothetically were still ticked off that the Hardys had taken New Day's belts, and you hypothetically had a gun in your hand, we might hypothetically hear a happen to Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah!
I knew it. That might be something that could be a big wrestling storyline, because Vince would come back, like The Undertaker always does, but he wouldn't have Taker's music or anything. He would be the new Hollywood.
Oh, gosh.
Trying to act like he's, the reincarnation of Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, after you went and showed up and put the to him like that. I mean, it just wouldn't be right.
Oh my gosh.
We got quick plans. I feel bad. I shouldn't be doing that. But
now, dang it, Chris, we're just playing with buttons now.
I know, we got to stop. We got to save some for later anyway.
Yeah.
Well, because we're. Ray had set this for an hour long. I'm sure we're not going to make an hour out of this, but he set it for an hour, and we're only about 19 minutes in now. It looks like.
Well, hey, we don't have to go the whole hour. Nobody's
no, we do not have to go an entire hour. We can just make it for what it is and be great at what we do. Yeah. And this next match is going to be the highlight of the pay-per-view. I know
where this is going.
This is going to take everybody by storm, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, that was the best match of the night," and it's all due to the greatness of one Alexa Bliss.
Oh, fuck
you!
You.
She is no doubt one of the best talent in the WWE today.
Hey, Chris.
Headlining Raw.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
This is from my wife to you, because I know this is what she's wanting right now.
Did you see Raw last week? They're all chanting "what" to her, what, and they said she had the best. She has had the best so far of getting the crowd to stop chanting "what" by go, "Alexa Bliss is the greatest." Say what? They did it one time, and she says, "Yeah, that's what I thought," and that was it. That was all of it. But Alexa Bliss versus how do you want to describe her these days? What do they portray Bayley to be? I mean, the girl next door. I mean, the young girl who hasn't passed puberty yet next door. I mean, what is she supposed to be? Running around with the little Funky Brewster pigtails, the different rainbow color outfits, her little inflatables, waving their hands up and down, back and forth. I mean, I want to get behind Bayley if I can and cheer for her, but man, they make it hard to,
Well, she's like Deb from Napoleon Dynamite had a kid with Joe Man.
She's got some talent.
And eat your tots.
You want those tighter tots? But I mean, she's got some talent, no doubt. I mean, she's beat Charlotte several times, and she's done well in NXT, and had a great match against Asuka, even though she lost to her eventually to give up that title. Had some great matches with Sasha Banks in the past. They just have not pushed her past that one little gimmick, and that gimmick's getting old. And I do think some of the fans, if you watch on Monday night, some of the fans are not really with her anymore like they used to be. It seems when she comes down to the ring, she's got that one little section there, where it's going to be some little girl's got ponytails or pigtails or whatever, and she'll get her hug. I don't know if that's a plant or what it is, but she gets her hug. Then she goes to the ring and she talks about her dreams and her diary and how great things was. And now she's got to headline WrestleMania. She's met her dreams, and now she's going to keep winning this title at all costs, basically. So I for one, am taking to win the title and be the new Raw Women's Champion, Miss Bliss. All right. You know why? Do you know why that is, sexy wife? Because she's blissed off at the world right now. She's blissed off at you because you don't like her. All right. She's heard what you have said in the past. All right, and she's upset because there's that picture floating around of you and her as best friends. Okay, and she's mad. She's mad because you have said nasty things about her, and now the word's gotten to her, and she's blissed off at the world. And you know that's all. I can't say nothing else about it.
I'm
sure you're picking Bailey, though, right?
I'm going to let Sexy Wife go.
As much as I don't want to, and as much as I absolutely despise Alexa Bliss, I really think that she'll probably win. Bailey's just kind of, I don't know, I would have to agree, Chris, that I don't think people are behind her as much as they were as the fans. I mean, my 4-year-old likes her, but he's 4. He doesn't know any better. I'm just kind of bored with her whole gimmick. You know, it's really kind of, well, I mean, how I feel is, okay, she's reached her dream, so then what? Are you just done now? You're just going to hang out and, you know, wrestle a few matches and be like, well, that's all I've got. But I've just kind of grown bored with her. I don't think she's all that talented, but there again, Alexa Bliss is not talented either. She really, all she is just on the mic. That's it. I see nothing else.
So, Mike, what I'm going to do here is later on, I'm going to edit out just the part where she said she's going to win, and that's where we're going to cut everything else out and just leave that one part on there.
Hey, you know what? If we don't ever get Alexa Bliss on the podcast, it's not my fault now.
For once, it's not your fault on something. For once.
Yeah. Ray was like, I'm trying to get so-and-so on the podcast, and I'm sitting over here talking about him. I'm like, so I don't care.
It's Paige's sister. Oh, yeah. He's actually spoken with her on Facebook to try and come on the show, and he's trying to get her to come on. And here you are last week cracking all kinds of Paige jokes because of the video that came out. He's like, man, stop it. I'm trying to get this girl on the show. You're not helping Andy. I'm like, see, I told you it's always Mike's fault. We're never going to get Kevin Nash. We're never going to get Hulk Hogan. It's all due to Mike.
Well, why would you want somebody that's blown a quad and then you want an old racist? I mean, if you want an old racist, I can go downtown to the local bar and get one.
Well, and you want some cheerleader that looks like she's got clown hair?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Clown hair and all.
Chris is at least honest with what he wants.
Clown hair and the whole works. I'm gonna find that picture. I'm gonna find that picture. You know, you say you don't like her, but y'all look buddy to me in that picture. That's all I can say.
Now I'm going to say this about Bailey. This is my thought on what is wrong with Bailey and why people aren't behind her. There's 2 things. The first one is, like has been brought up by the sexy wife, she reached her goals. So what's the point now? You've been to the top of the mountain. You've done this, everything you've ever dreamed of. So what's the point now? And the second problem is that she's hanging around with that flying forehead, the purple-headed chihuahua, Sasha Banks.
Proud to be an American.
The people really aren't. Lee Greenwood, but. The people really aren't sure exactly what to make of Sasha Banks right now. Is she a face? Is she a heel? Is she having an eating problem? Is she losing muscle mass due to muscular dystrophy? We don't know. Because something's up with Sasha Banks. Her forehead keeps getting bigger every month. Her arms keep getting smaller every month. She's gonna come looking like the Pastafarian flying spaghetti monster before long. She's just gonna be all like strings and forehead. However, I see Alexa Bliss is going to win this title at this pay-per-view. I do not believe she's going to win it cleanly. I think it's going to be a screw job. Sasha's going to turn heel. She's going to come to the ring, and she's going to cause Bailey to lose. It's going to look like an accident, but it's not going to be an accident, and that will be revealed after the match when Sasha smacks the Girl Scout cookies out of Miss Bailey, and we see a change in Sasha's character. Maybe she starts, eating some more, and we see a change in Bailey's character.
maybe when she smacks those Girl Scout cookies out of her hand, she picks the box up and starts eating them. You never know.
Well, we can only hope, because she really does
That's
have
what
me
happened
sort
to
of
Samoa
concerned.
Joe, if you think about it. That's what happened to Samoa Joe.
That's how he
And it
got his
wasn't-
name. It's not because
Yeah.
he's from Samoa. It's because he eats Samoas.
Right. It wasn't Thin Mints that did him in. That's exactly right. You know what? The whole Sasha Banks heel turn has been talked about like every pay-per-view for the last 4 or 5 months. And I think they wanted it a while back. They had a perfect opportunity for it, and then she got injured, I believe it was, and they couldn't pull it off. Then she had that, what was it, a wedding she did? She got married, I think, and they wanted a time off for the honeymoon, and they let her off of that, and that didn't happen then. So if they're going to do it, I kind of agree with you. If they do it this time, that if she loses, it will be some kind of a messed up thing where either Alexa Bliss cheats or there's a hand in it by Sasha Banks that looks accidental. But I think if they reveal that it wasn't accidental, they're going to do it on Raw to have the big Monday Night Raw after the pay-per-view kind of deal. I don't think they'll do it right there and then. I think she'll argue, she'll plead her case that she's sorry and all that stuff, and then come out and want to explain to everybody on Monday night what happened and what she did, how accidental it was, and then they're going to kiss and make up, and then she's going to club her, and that's going to be it. She's going to beat her down and leave her in the ring probably at that point. But
honestly, they'll probably involve Nia Jax somewhere.
Well, if they go back to their NXT roots, then I could see that, yes, because they were buddies in NXT. I don't know if they were on-screen buddies or not, but this could be something where they could work those two together. And if Nia Jax is just not going to get the belt put on her, make her some kind of a bodyguard-like protector or something to really get her a lot more heat on Alexa Bliss. Not that she needs help getting heat or anything. She's got that gift for gab when it comes to making people mad out there. So I don't know if that would help make a difference or not. But, I mean, they may pair them together. You never can tell. And that would give Nia Jax more of a center of attention for the women's division as well. So who knows? We have 3 more matches to go here. 3 more matches. Next one listed here is Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt in the House of Horrors match. We are still yet to hear what a House of Horror match is. I mean, there's been no real hints, no real clues. We just know it's going to be some new, different kind of match, and they're going to debut it at the pay-per-view, basically, and we have to expect and believe it's going to be something good. I'm going to tell you, I think this is going to be the letdown match of the pay-per-view, probably. I think it is. I don't know if they had at least given us a hint to what it was going to be about, what it would be like. I think people would be more excited for it. But I don't know if have you been looking online? There's no chatter about this match at all. No one's really talking about it. It's like no one cares. Mike, did you disappear?
He's having some sort of technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. I started to say, I heard him sound like he was kind of in the distance, like he done got up and walked off and made a sandwich or something. Come on, man, make your sandwich after the pay-per-view. Gosh, let's go with. We're gonna skip Sloth there and go to the wife then. All right, who do you got here? Do you think Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt? Who do you like out of it? What do you think about the whole match?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of interested in the match. The name sounds pretty awesome, but I would have to agree with you. It probably is going to be the letdown. Like, I think they're going to build up all this hype, like a House of Horrors match, but then it's going to be complete and utter shit because I don't think Bray Wyatt can wrestle. I just don't think he's got talent. I really like Randy Orton. I think he's very skilled. I don't think they do enough with him, but unfortunately I think he's going to lose this match just because it's kind of built up as like House of Horror match. I just think Bray Wyatt's probably going to win, but I don't think he should.
I wouldn't say exactly Bray Wyatt can't wrestle exactly, but they don't showcase a lot about him either. I'll agree with that because he is mainly someone that's just there to kind of bull his way through people a little bit and then throw that Sister Abigail move on someone toward the end, and that's usually it. You don't see no technical wrestling from him at all, that's for sure. Mike, are you back with us now? Did you finish that sandwich?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. I do not know what is going on. I'm having some technical difficulties with Blog Talk on my end. But anyway, the problem with this match is that everybody knows Bray's going to lose. They drafted him to Raw. It makes absolutely no sense for him to beat Orton and go back to SmackDown. It's
now, is there a stipulation
problem.
that this isn't a title match, though? Is it? It just says House of Horrors match.
Yes,
is it an actual
title
match too?
Yes, it's a title match.
Okay.
Because it's Bray's rematch.
Well, that being said, you're right. I mean, everybody knows he's not going to go back, so it's
right.
no real. It's just a matter of when the RKO comes out, I guess.
And that's why we haven't even seen what the match is, because nobody cares what the heck a House of Horrors match is anyway. Hell, I thought it was House of Horrors match. I thought they were going to start in the ladies' locker room back there and work their way up to Stephanie's desk.
Oh,
$20, same as in town. What's that? Say, I'm sorry, I talked over her. So
they'd start with Alexa Bliss. It was the House of Horrors match.
Oh, pot shots. You know what? I got to tell you something. Seriously, all right, time out from the pay-per-view talk, everybody. Time out. See, because the wife has crossed the line. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand how important Alexa Bliss is to some people on the show, see? And she's talked about her for the last time. Do you know what happens when you talk about Alexa Bliss to me like that? Do you know what happens? Any idea whatsoever?
Oh, what is that?
Do you know what happens?
No,
you just made the list.
That's exactly what happens. That's what happens. All right, so watch your step, all right, young lady, watch your step. All right, watch your step and respect your elders on the show here. We like Alexa Bliss. That's all I can say. All right, back. Time in. Time in. We're back.
All right.
So seriously, House of Horrors match. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna put like scary clowns in each corner, so when they get thrown to the turnbuckle, the clown goes boof. I mean, what are they gonna? What is? I didn't give you any kind of hint, at least. I mean, at least whenever Kevin Sullivan and WCW did their match, they had that big triple-tier cage match. What was it he called it? The Dungeon of Doom or something like that?
Yeah, the Dungeon of Doom.
At least they told you it's a triple-tier cage match, and to win, you get to the top, I guess, and, I don't know, you get your pinfall at the top or submission or whatever, but you got to fight your way up there. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. But at least they told you what it was about. I mean, there's just no talk whatsoever. It's a filler match in a way. That's what really bugs me
I don't
about
know.
it.
I don't know. It's one of those things that it's crazy because you have no clue what it is. You have some clue what it is. It's going to have some sort of hardcore element. It has to. And it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be in the ring. I think it's going to be out somewhere else at a different location. So it's going to be a boring match for those who are there live because they're really not going to get to see the live action. It's going to be piped in over the Tron. And it's going to be the potty break of the night. It truly is. But, Bray's losing. The sexy wife knows Bray's losing. So let's move on.
Well, that leaves us with 2 matches counting down here, too. And that 7th one is Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. And that is a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. If Jericho wins the title, he will be transferred to SmackDown. Now, with all the people they got going on Raw right now, Mike, I almost wouldn't be surprised, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they do put it on him and send him to SmackDown. I really wouldn't be surprised at all because they've got plenty of people right now because they just got Finn Balor hanging around being like, the special tag partner when someone gets hurt or something. They need something to do with Finn Balor, and maybe moving Jericho out of the picture will open up more for Finn Balor or somebody else as well. So it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not really calling it just yet, but I wouldn't surprise it. What do you think?
Oh, not only that, but they have 2 mid-card titles on Raw right now and none on SmackDown.
Right.
So, does it make sense to... Where does it make more sense? What does it make more sense to happen?
Well, I mean, it's not like...
To me, it's
not like Kevin Owens goes to Raw or anything. Now, you said they got too many mid-card titles on Raw. They've got just the Intercontinental title on Raw, the U.S. title's on SmackDown right now.
Right.
So
That's
I mean,
right.
if that has nothing really to do with that part of it, but I mean, as far as I don't know, like I said, the amount of people they have maybe on the roster, maybe it would make more sense for Jericho to go there to open up room
Well,
for
and
somebody else.
Jericho is. We've all heard that Jericho's leaving shortly.
And he's
We've
a
all
part-time spot.
Right. He's been pretty full time here. I mean, I know he's part time, but he's been there every week for a long time now. So I don't know. I'm up in the air about this. Is this going to be the final nail in the coffin? Is this going to be where Owens finally dominates the crap out of Jericho, and then Jericho, goes and does his Fozzy thing, or does Jericho beat Owens tomorrow night, turn around and lose the title back to him on Tuesday, then go on his merry way to set up his eventual return after he gets done with the Fozzy thing? To me, it's up in the air. I don't know. It's not like it's a match that I'm really looking all that forward to, because it's not like we haven't seen it a couple times already. So either way, I don't know. I mean, either guy could win. I'm a big Jericho fan, so I wouldn't care to see Chris Jericho win again. But I just don't know what the mindset is and where they're at. And, I'm not a huge Kevin Owens fan. And it's not even the mic work, because the mic work's not that great, but I understand English is a second language to him. And for most people that English is a second language, it's a lot worse than what Kevin Owens does. So, but his in-ring ability, his in-ring work just doesn't speak to me. It just doesn't. He's not my kind of professional wrestler.
But that being said, it moves on to the wife.
I think Chris Jericho is going to win. I think he's going to take it. I think he's the better wrestler, and I don't think that there's any reason for Kevin Owens to win it. I just think that Chris Jericho's going to take it.
And that's another for Y2J. I actually am. I think earlier this week I had picked Kevin Owens to win. Did I not, Mike? When we first talked about it.
Yeah, I think you did. You said Owens
after
was
having
gonna
this
win.
time to think about it during the week, though, I think I'm going to kind of switch it over to Y2J based on the thought that I mentioned earlier about having so many faces on Raw already and needing to clear some room for some of these guys to get on television more. I can't help but think they're going to maybe let Jericho win that to move him to SmackDown so he can eventually be more of a part-time guy for the show. And they'll carry this to one more pay-per-view. So either that, or they may even let Owens win it back a few weeks later on television, one or the other, and get that belt back. They're going to try and keep Owens relevant on the roster as best they can, since he's not in the title in the main title picture right now. That doesn't mean he can't get back in the title picture, and I'm sure they'd like to put him back there again, because it's pretty much why they brought him there. They're pretty big on him and what he does. His mic work, I know you said it's funny you said English is a second language, because that's what it is for Jericho as well. They're both Canadian. But at the same time, I mean, Jericho's been really great on the mic over the years, and Owens is what he is with it. But
Whoa.
Well, what?
Jericho's from Winnipeg.
Yeah,
They
that's
speak
Canadian.
English they speak English in Winnipeg.
It's still Canada. Either
Yes,
Canuck.
but Owens is from Quebec, where they speak French. So you
Still
dial
Canada.
it back there. I'm going to give
Still
you a little bit
Canada.
of lesson in international
Canada.
civics and politics. And
Look, we all know who your favorite Canadian wrestler is anyway, in Sami Zayn. We already know that. So I'm sorry for talking about Jericho. I mean, yeah, you, Jericho, and Sammy got a little thing going on. It's cool. But I think Owens he's definitely got a place in that roster for a long time to go. I do see him able to lose it right now and take it back weeks later if they really want to. He's not going to lose any relevancy like that, and then I'll give Jericho a chance to kind of slide back into the shadows for his Fozzy tour they're talking about doing this year, and it'll all work out in the end for everybody. So I'm going to go with Y2J on it. But we are down to one last match. It's everybody's favorite match, next to Alexa Bliss, that is, but everybody's other favorite match. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Ooh.
The Superman punch versus the Incredible Bulk, or Hulk, whatever he wants to be called. Braun Strowman. Mike, go ahead and tear into him. I know you're dying to at this point. You can't wait.
Beef better win. If they let that piece of shit Roman Reigns beat Beef, I may walk to Connecticut to slap Vince McMahon in the face. I might just do it. You know that I have no love for Roman Reigns. His mic ability is non-existent, and his in-ring work is. I would rather watch John Cena.
So you're saying that what you're trying to say is that you are for Braun Strowman to win the match.
Yes, beef all the way, 100% certified, USDA choice, beef.
All right, I hear you. I understand that's what you want. We will go with the flow with you. What does the wife have to say?
Well, I would really prefer Braun Strowman to win. However, this whole underdog thing they've been pushing with Roman Reigns, I don't know. I can't help but think that maybe they're going to give him the win. Though I don't think that he should. I would much rather Braun Strowman win because he manhandles everybody in the ring. Like, there is really no real competition for him. I don't know. I'm going to say that they're going to give it to Roman Reigns.
I have been telling people for the past month they're going to give it to Roman Reigns just so I could hear them gripe that much more, just to tick them off a little bit longer, just because it's fun to sit back and watch them cry when they get mad and say, "Oh, Roman Reigns is always being pushed, and I'm so tired of seeing Roman Reigns and dumb Superman punching, stupid spear." And, oh, God, get a bottle for these people. Mike, you need the extra big bottle yourself. You're a big guy, so we need to get you an extra big bottle. Roman Reigns, he is what he is for the company. They're going to push him regardless. They're going to push him till everybody just can't stand it anymore and gouges their own eyes out, whether you like him or not. He's with the company, and you can boo him, and that's great for him. You can cheer him, and that's great for him. And the best thing that the fans can do if they don't want Roman Reigns to be a big part of the company is to sit down and be quiet when he comes out. Because if you do that, you don't show any interest, then they're not going to want to keep pushing him. Stop buying the merchandise and stop cheering and booing him. Just be quiet. Don't do anything to do with it. The fact is, right now, like we've said time and time again, whether you like him or you don't, people are standing on their feet, and they're either cheering him or they're booing him, but they are on their feet, butts out of the seat. And that's what makes him so big as a part of it. And he's already a heel in a sense, but he's also supposed to be the big face too, right? That's the best of both worlds for the company. But I myself am not picking Roman Reigns to win. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm picking Braun Strowman to win because after this pay-per-view, he is slated to feud with Brock Lesnar for the title. There's no way you can take Braun Strowman and make him look strong going into a feud, like a month-long feud at least, with Brock Lesnar if you have him lose out to Roman Reigns at the pay-per-view after he's already dominated him on Raw 3 out of 4 weeks, sent him out in the ambulance, tossed the ambulance like a bag of potatoes. There's no way you can have Roman Reigns come back and win this match and expect anything forward with Strowman against Brock Lesnar to be even partially believable. So I've got Braun Strowman picked as the winner as well. Beef for everybody.
Right. Where's the beef? Body slam the competition. Now, Chris, we have a few minutes left, and I want to pose a question. You brought up you brought up the Universal title holder, Brock Lesnar, who is not at this pay-per-view. So
right.
What's the deal? What's the deal with the WWE picking and choosing who they enforce the 30-day rule with?
I would like to know that as well. I find it to be the most bogus thing ever. I think it's stupid. It doesn't just apply to Brock Lesnar either if you think about it. How many times did Dean Ambrose defend that Intercontinental title?
See, this is the thing. When Dean Ambrose gets the title, he just gets it. it's like he doesn't ever defend it. It's like he went down to the dollar store and bought him a 6-pack of Charmin, and that's what it is to him. It's just a roll of toilet paper because he doesn't give it any prestige or any honor. And Ambrose is a pretty damn good in-ring performer, but they don't do anything with him, or they just don't think that the titles they put on him is important. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. I never will.
I say for all the fans who throw all the hate on John Cena, when John Cena was a U.S. title champion, at least he was defending it every Monday on Raw. Every single week. He would do that. So for those who hate him and can't stand him, at least he was, a champion when he had the title, whereas right now Brock Lesnar holds the belt, shows up on Raw once every 30 days, but doesn't defend it. And then same with Dean Ambrose. He can be on SmackDown every week when he was there with it thrown over his shoulder, have a match with Baron Corbin, but never actually defend that title until they got to the pay-per-view. And I know he had it for more than 30 days before they defended it at the pay-per-view that time. So
that's the question I want to know, and I want to pose it to all 5 of our subscribers on YouTube, and anyone else who happens to come across this and listen. Leave down there in the comments what you believe is the reasoning that the WWE just picks and chooses who they want, and whoever has the best answer, the most entertaining answer, will receive an 8x10 autographed picture of Chris Adams with no shirt on. All postage paid to your house.
That's right. And I will do something to keep the glare off my head, too, so it does not blind you in the picture. I will go that far for you. I will go the distance.
So to pay?
To pay or not to pay, that's the question. I mean...
Ask George Takei, he might know.
And we will go even further and say this. We want to know what your thoughts are on the most important match of the night. All right, the Bayley and Alexa Bliss match. If you put some good, entertaining stuff down there and you are the best answer, you will get also an 8x10 glossy. I can't guarantee it's signed. It depends on how ticked off she is at the time, but the wife there might even sign it for you because it is the best friend's picture of her and Alexa Bliss. So the most entertaining most entertaining comment we get for that will get that picture.
It's not fair.
Family excluded. So that means none of your family can say the most entertaining thing and get it to get rid of the picture. It doesn't work that way. This is a blackmail picture. Mike, I hope that couch is comfortable tonight. That's all I can say. You're welcome.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks a lot.
No problem. So, anyway, overall thoughts on the pay-per-view? Go ahead and close things up tonight. Overall thoughts, Mike?
I think that we are looking at a solid C+ pay-per-view tomorrow. It's
going to be hard to give anything harder, more than that right now, just based on the view of the card alone. They're going to really have to show out to get anything better than a C from me as well. I don't know.
Well, when you have a pay-per-view that doesn't include your top title holder, it's really hard to break that barrier of a C grade.
You're right, and I mean I don't know. I mean I don't have a lot I can say about it myself personally. I'm just going to hold my thoughts, I guess, till I see the final product. But right now, I'm not overly impressed with the thoughts of it so far. I am going to watch it, no doubt. I mean, I'm not going to pass up on it. I'm excited to see the Seth Rollins Samoa Joe match. I'm looking forward to that. The Bayley Alexa Bliss, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. I'm looking forward to that match just so I can see if they're brave enough to go ahead and have him lose a match cleanly to Braun Strowman to show Braun Strowman's not really a superior guy to him, but that he did get the better of him on this pay-per-view, and he's moving forward strongly against the champion to challenge him at that point. So, final words from the wife on the pay-per-view?
I think it's going to be like a C, C-. There aren't that many matches that I feel are really interesting. I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I mean, I don't think I'm going to be like breaking down the doors to watch it and make sure that I get every minute of every match, because there are some matches that I think are going to probably, unfortunately, be pretty dull. And then there's probably going to be one or two matches that are really good, but that's probably going to be the highlight of it, one or two really good matches.
Yep, I don't think there's a lot more that can be said about it, Mike. I mean, it is what it is. We'll see how it turns out. We'll talk about it Sunday night on the regular Roundtable podcast that we have, and we'll go from there on it.
All right, Chris, start plugging our shit, man.
I'd rather just plug the show. You do what you want with the other business, but I will go ahead and say, as Mike said, cheap plugs for ourselves. Make sure you do follow our show on Twitter at BodySlamTheComp. We are on Instagram and Facebook at BodySlamTheCompetition. If you do go to your web browser and you type in BodySlamTheCompetition.com, it will take you to the YouTube page where we upload all of our podcasts each and every week. And we have we got at least 3 or 4 a week we got going up these days, it seems like, because Ray is tearing it up on the interview circuit right now. For those of you who might not have caught it, Ray had Wednesday, it was, let's see, was it Pinzer or was it referee? I think it was the referee, was it not, Mike? Help me out here.
I do believe it was the referee, Jimmy Corderas.
Jimmy Corderas, that's right. Jimmy Corderas with his book, the 3-count, My Life in Stripes. Thursday was Dave Pinzer, former WCW ring announcer and now current Impact ring announcer. And Friday, he had none other than Sonny Ono, which I understand was very entertaining. And Sonny has said he's going to come back on the show soon, and he's going to be telling a lot of funny stories and what he calls scary stories on top of it, too. So I'd imagine that's going to be something kind of fun to hear once we get around to that. I don't know if he has anybody lined up for next week or not just yet. I know he has Chase Owens of the Bullet Club scheduled in mid-May, I believe. Maybe May 17th, if I'm not mistaken there. And that'll be great to hear as well. But if you go to BodySlamTheCompetition.com, you will find our YouTube page with all our great podcasts from past and current all loaded up on there. If you like to follow us and everything, make sure you click that subscribe button on there as well. And if you do want to follow us on our weekly live shows, go to blogtalkradio.com/BodySlamTheCompetition. On the profile page there, when you go, just below the profile picture is a button that says follow. If you click the follow button, you will get emails letting you know when we have a show set up to come on. It will let you know the day of that it's coming out, and it will alert you when the show's over with in case you missed it, so you can have a link to click on to go and listen to it as well and not miss the show and everything. So we certainly appreciate your support, and we do hope that you guys do follow and subscribe to us on everything. And we do love participation as well, so anybody, when you get a chance, make sure you drop some comments on on YouTube, Facebook. Anytime we put something up, we're always there to communicate with you guys as well. So, guys, thanks for coming on with us tonight. Thanks to the Sexy Wife for coming on with us and being our third this week. We appreciate it. We know you like Alexa Bliss. I won't say it no more. And we will catch you guys after the podcast. After the pay-per-view tomorrow on our Roundtable podcast, where we will discuss the pay-per-view itself and the outcome of it of Payback. We hope to see you guys again next week. Mike, I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for bringing our third on with us this week. You guys have a great weekend.